price checking. So who's your favorite play at the following positions? Deuce, quarterback. Who's your dude?
My dude is Ryan Tannehill. Look, I'm not a believer in this Seattle secondary. I've made that clear. They were terrible last year. And in week one, they made Carson Wentz look all right. He had 251 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, 102 passer rating. He completed 6% of his passes. He did a good job against this team. And when you look at Ryan Tannehill, yes, the 3 turnovers last week were very concerning, but I'm willing to buy a turnaround on Ryan Tannehill. Arizona's defense, not that bad. And when you look at Ryan Tannehill, he did throw 35 times in that game. He had a decent completion percentage. I think that this is a talented quarterback. He showed the ability to run. He ran for a touchdown. I'm a believer in this Titans offense, and I really think that they're going to absolutely go wild against this Seattle secondary in a very high-scoring.
Oh, no.
Really?
Birthday internet connection.
Really?
Oy.
Maybe you should ask for new internet on your birthday, buddy.
I'm here.
All right. Pierce, what
I'm
do you
here.
got? Yeah, I know you're
But
back
you
now.
weren't.
This is the worst birthday for you ever.
Did you hear that I like Ryan Tannehill? Okay.
Yeah, we heard that part.
We did hear that
Pierce,
part.
let's hear what you have to say.
I'm going to play it much safer with Kyler Murray. If you've got the money, go ahead and spend up again for him this week. He's not going to let us down. When he was healthy last season, he was an absolute monster, and we've already seen what he can do in week one. The game is built around him. The game script and his game script is built for DFS. We saw him get a naked bootleg call for a touchdown. No one else is getting that call. We saw him scramble around in the red zone until he found DeAndre Hopkins. Not very many other people can do that. We saw him zigzag all the way across the field back and forth to move the chains. They scored 38 points and didn't even have to play the fourth quarter. Hopefully this game's close, and so he plays all fourth quarters. Also, if this game goes 4 quarters and is close, we're going to see a little bit more of him on the ground. I know Kyler Murray doesn't want to run this year, but he wants to win. And for a guy that says he doesn't want to run, he ran awfully a lot in a game where they blew out Tennessee. I would not be surprised to see them score 40 points and him put up 40 fantasy points this weekend.
All right, let's talk running backs. Pierce, who are you going to be rostering?
I'll take Alvin Kamara. Again, if you can spend up, you take the safe guy. He got 18 points last weekend, and they really didn't even need him that much. He didn't play much in the fourth quarter. They didn't need to use him out of the backfield receiving. He's going to face a Carolina team that struggled against the run over the last couple seasons. So the Saints are going to move the ball. I know Jameis Winston's a slight downgrade, but that's fine. That means more for Kamara. They'll move it against Carolina. The question is, will Carolina show up, unlike Green Bay? And it looks like Carolina will be able to score some points. If this game stays close, Kamara should be able to have a really big game.
Kenny, who are you going with at running back? You are muted.
Oh, my gosh. What's happening?
Did you
What's
mute
happening?
yourself?
We all can't have shirt and ties and have money to spend up at every single position. So I'll give you another value play here that I really, really like. I think he's too cheap, and it's Myles Gaskin at $5,900 against Buffalo. Yes, Buffalo did allow the fewest fantasy points to a running back in week one, but Pittsburgh didn't show the willingness to run. They also had a rookie running back, and we know that Pittsburgh loves to throw the football, and that they did. When you look at the Buffalo rushing defense last year, it was just not very good. They did not add a lot to the run stopping attack. They did add some pass rushing ability, but I think that Myles Gaskin's a guy, look at it, 5 targets in the passing game. He did lead the backfield with 9 carries. I know it's not a ton, but I think against Buffalo, the game plan over the last 2 years has been pretty consistent. You want to run the football, and Myles Gaskin's the guy, 3rd best running back in week 1, according to Pro Football Focus. He graded out as the 3rd best runner. I think that he will get some opportunities here. I think he has some success against a weak Buffalo run defense. I think at $5,900, he's a little too cheap.
Kenny, wide receiver. Take me there. Who is your dude?
Yeah, I do want to spend a little money here. I think that people forgot Dak Prescott was good. A lot of shocked faces in week 1 when he almost beat the Buccaneers on the road. He looked great. Another guy that looked great coming off an injury was Amari Cooper. At $6,800, this guy had the 2nd most targets in football last week at 16. And boy, did he look good, hauling in 13 of them, went for the 2 touchdowns. He looked explosive, and he reminded us that he is the lead receiver in that offense. He's going to get a ton of targets. CeeDee Lamb dropped a lot of passes, was not reliable. I think that Dak Prescott might even look to Cooper more, but I think it was very evident that they wanted to throw the football against a good, a bad secondary and a good rushing defense. I think you got the same exact thing with the Chargers, a bad defense that the Cowboys should gash here, and I think Cooper leads the way. And again, I don't think that the algorithm has correctly adjusted yet to how good Amari Cooper looked. And when this guy is healthy, he is one of the best fantasy options in football as long as this offense has Dak Prescott at the helm. And I think that's what we're going to see this year. So another big week is in store for Amari Cooper. I am maybe overreacting to the 16 targets, but I love paying the money for him.
Pearce, who do you think is in line for a big week too, a wide receiver?
Let's stay in that game, and this is where you'll get the savings so you can pay up for the receiver, running back, or quarterback that you want. Cedric Wilson, $3,100. Kenny laid out all the reasons why Dallas should play well in this game, and not to mention their defense is not very good. It forces them into tons of shootouts. We saw it at the beginning of last season when Dak was healthy. They were constantly in shootouts. 400 yards passing last week against Tampa. And we've got Cedric Wilson filling in for Michael Gallup last week when he came in. 3 targets, 3 catches, 24 yards, and about half of a game. If you look at what Gallup did, he had 7 targets while he played. He's basically going to slot into that wide receiver role and play around 80 to 90% of the snaps. So if this shoots out like every Dallas game, 3,100, you're going to get 80 to 90% snaps from a Dallas team that loves to pass. He seems like a smash play. I will not be surprised if Cedric Wilson's not one of the most talked about guys this weekend.
All right, let's talk tight ends. Pearce, who do you like to have a big week too?
Noah Fant, 4,200. Jerry Jeudy is out. That means Fant should see a little bit more action. We know Teddy Bridgewater is a game manager, likes to check down, throw to his tight ends. That bumps Fant up as well. Fant led the team in red zone targets last season, and he's already got 2 red zone targets to start this season. Oh, by the way, they're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars. He is really cheap. I love Noah Fant.
All right, Kenny, who do you like at the tight end position?
Yeah, I like Tyler Higbee. This Rams offense is absolutely cooking right now. Higbee was on the field for every offensive snap. He did have 6 targets and 68 yards here, and I think that there is a potential for a bigger game here because Indy, I was really high on Indy's defense last year. I know a lot of people said, hey, maybe they're not as good as their numbers indicate, and we saw that in week 1. They looked really bad last week. I think that there is an opportunity for Matt Stafford to go off again. I think Tyler Higbee is the guy that you want in your lineup. He's going to save you a little bit of money at $4,100 in a pretty good spot against Indy, coming off a game where he was heavily used. I think that is where you want to look.
All right, guys, let's wrap this thing up with your Slate-approved picks. So your favorite play for week 2. Kenny.
Yeah, it's going to be Russell Wilson at $7,500. I know that there's other quarterbacks on the board that I like cheaper, like Ryan Tannehill. But when you look at the job that this Tennessee defense did last year and last week, it was really bad. They're not a good unit. So I think that the Seattle Seahawks showed us that they still have that elite offense. Russell Wilson was running the football very, very well last year. I think that he gets into the end zone for a touchdown in this game. And I love the volume that you're getting here. And his wide receiving core, by the way, looks fantastic. Tyler Lockett with some amazing catches. DK Metcalf finally out of his slumber. I think that the Seattle Seahawks are in for a very big day offensively.
Did you see his wife turn Wilson's jersey into a dress at the Met Gala?
At the Met Gala, yeah.
That was really impressive
she was
stuff.
Looking fresh.
And
she had a Super Bowl ring on too.
Did she?
Yeah.
And she had a football purse, a mini football purse, which really tied the outfit together. Pearce, Slate-approved pick, week 2.
Dak Prescott, as Kenny mentioned, the price is wrong. You're paying under $7,000 for a guy that might get 60 pass attempts. Just go ahead and stack the Chargers, stack the Cowboys. We're done. No, we don't need to do any more videos this week. Cancel all the articles. That's it. That's all the plays. Chargers, Cowboys. See you guys for week 3.